Okay, hi guys, welcome to this video. Uh, so this video is going on for Windows Server 2008 R2, and this is I think eighth part of this series. And in this series we will discuss Windows Server 2008 R2, one of the most feature which has been already in Windows Server 2003 and 2002 also, but something is enhancement is done by Microsoft in Windows Server 2008, that feature that is called DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. But guys, so to getting this video you have to be go to YouTube and type my name Chandramani Sahu and just enter. You will get all the videos of mine which is created, which videos are created by me. Once you search over here you will get all the videos. Okay, no issue, there is the internet problem, that's why not coming, but you have to type over here, you will get all the videos. Okay, so guys, if you like this video, do not forget to like this video. And if you have any queries, any concern, any doubt, any questions about this series, it will be better if you comments on this video. If you send your queries on this video, then it will be better. And my website is www.cmsahu.com. you can visit this site for the technical articles. I have written so many articles in this sites. You can visit and read it out. My contact number is I'm MCITP certified, and at least I have 4 years experience in this field. And I hope guys, what I have made for you for the DHCP, that definitely will help you out on your career. So the main object of this video is DHCP, that is the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Okay, so what are the objectives we have to this video? In this video, so discuss the basic of a dynamic host configuration protocol. I mean, what exactly mean it's a DHCP, and describe the components and process of DHCP, and install DHCP in Windows Server 2008 environment. So we will do it practically also, and configure the DHCP server, how we configure it, and administrator DHCP on client and server, what how this server can manage the client, how this client will get the IP address from the server, that we will do. And finally we will do the troubleshoot of DHCP. Okay, so before you will go through for DHCP, first we need to get little bit idea about DHCP. I mean DHCP overview. So when you deploy dynamic host configuration protocol, I mean DHCP server can you on your network, so you can automatically provide client computers and other TCP/IP based network devices with valid IP address. So you can also provide the additional configuration parameters and these clients and devices needed, called DHCP option, so that allow them to connect to other network resources such as DNS server and Win server and router. Okay, so what exactly DHCP is provide, right? So in the we just move it to next slide. Basic of DHCP. Okay, where DHCP work, in which layer DHCP is work. It's a layer 4 protocol. DHCP is a layer 4 protocol that uses user datagram protocol, that is called UDP. Okay, it communicate by UDP only. This is the protocol UDP. The DHCP is communication done by UDP, I mean user datagram protocol. Okay, and defined by the request of command RFC 2131. So the Microsoft has been there is some command, request for command, that is called RFC. There are the different articles written in different RFC. So one of them is DHCP. DHCP has been written in 2131 article, you can read it in site. Okay, so clients use UDP port 68, send and receive DHCP broadcast communication, and server use UDP port 67, send and receive DHCP broadcast communication. Okay, server use UDP and clients use 68 and server use 67 for send and receive broadcast communication, but server use 67. Remember guys, these are the two important ports which is communicate DHCP and client. For the client 68 port number and server 67. Okay, so now see this things is done. Basic of DHCP, I think you understand what protocol you use in DHCP, what exactly DHCP. So now I wanted to tell you what actually DHCP provide, actual things what provide DHCP. So as you know guys, DHCP means dynamic host configuration protocol. So DHCP is a client server technology that allows DHCP server to assign or release IP address to computers and other devices that are enabled as DHCP client with with DHCP. And you can do the following, like what you will do, like DHCP, what exactly doing the DHCP. First he lease IP address for the specific amount of time to DHCP client, and then automatically renew the IP address when the client requests renewal. You understand. So the lease IP address of the specific amount of time to DHCP client, and then automatically renew the IP address when the client request is renewal. Okay, and the second thing what is doing, this was the first release and renew. And the second thing, updated DHCP client automatically by the changing a server or scope option at the DHCP server rather than performing this action individually on all DHCP client. DHCP client and update DHCP, how it's updated. See, if it is DHCP is integrated with DHCP, AD, Active Directory, then the authorization will happen automatically. You no need to do anything. So what I am trying to tell you, so update DHCP client, permanent. What are the parameters in DHCP that automatical by changing a server or scope option at the DHCP server rather than performing this action individual on all DHCP client. We no need to perform individually for the individual, every client, each and every client. It will performed by DHCP server only. That is automatical. That's why we call it dynamic, right? And the third thing, you understand both things. First release renew, then the automatically design the DHCP, automatically it assign the IP address to client. No need to work in a individual client, individually take action for individual client. So the second third thing is reserve IP address for the specific computer or other devices, so that they always have the same IP address and also receive the most up-to-date DHCP option. See, I just wanted to give an example. If I am the CEO of the company, so whenever I connect the system, so it changes the IP address, right? So the DHCP automatically assign the IP address, but what I want that one IP address which is for me, that should be reserved, and when I connect to the network, it should be assigned me only. That IP address that is reserved for me, right? So for that, so reserve IP address for specific computer, other devices, so that they always have the same IP address, and also receive the most up-to-date DHCP option. Okay, he will receive the DHCP option also up to date. What are the, if you reserve for that, reserve for the particular client or particular computer, particular devices, so definitely the DHCP, whatever the updates has been made by DHCP, it will update. But we can do also reserve, right? So we have learned the three things, which is release, okay, lease, then the automatically assign the IP address, and third thing is reserve. Then we learn exclude the IP address. What the exclude? That is the number 4. Exclude the IP address. The exclude the IP address. See, some of the IP address you not wanted to use by anybody. You want to exclude that IP address from your network. There are the 255 IP address there, 254 IP address is there. You wanted to 10 IP address you wanted not use. It should be excluded from your scope. So you can exclude also. Okay, no issue. And this is the 4th thing is done. And the 5th, provide DHCP service to many subnets. If all routers between the DHCP server and the subnet for which you want to provide services, configure the forward DHCP message. DHCP service, it provides not only one subnet. You can configure the many subnet on your network. There is a technology BootP. we will discuss that technology also in this part. So that technology provide you to, you know, in the WAN connectivity. I mean, not only single subnet, you can provide configure the DSP in the different VLAN, I mean a different subnet. Okay, so and you know, there is a rule of, you know, load balancing of DSCP, primary or secondary. We will discuss that also. And the configure the DSCP server to perform the DNS name registration devices for the DSCP client, and provide multicast address assignment for the IP address DSCP clients. So these things we have to be know, right? Okay, so guys, the objectives is done, and what the DSCP server can provide, I already told you. These things we will discussed, I mean 6-7 points we have discussed, you know, what DSCP server can provide, right? So objective you understand. The basic of DSCP, you know, I already told you, it's the protocol used in DSCP, that is UDP. Is 86 for the client and 67 for the server. Just remember this thing. These ports are very important. You have to be remember. See, one system administrator should know little bit things of, you know, everything what he are doing. I mean, he's doing, he or she doing, like DSCP, DNS, AD, exchange, SCCM, whatever the things we are doing in our life, we should go through it deeply, so we can understand, you know, so we become a, you know, good engineer, right? So people will remember us, people will read our blog, you know, people will follow to us. So that's what I am trying to tell you. Just remember all these things. It will definitely will help you to configure DSCP, and definitely will help you to crack any interview, or if you wanted to give an exam also for the Microsoft, you can do it, right? So now what exactly DSCP client and DSCP server is doing? So I told you the DSCP client, when request to the DSCP, at that time it uses source 67 and destination 68. If it reverse, when the server to client, if the DSCP server requests to DSCP client, then it changes. I mean, the source will be 60 and destination will be 67, right? It is very easy to remember. We called it broadcasts. Okay, the exploring of DSCP components and process, you know, I already told you DSCP lease, right, on the overview of DSCP. So define the amount of time or the duration that IP address is long a DSCP client. Okay, so I mean, how much time the device can capture this IP address, that is called lease period, lease duration, lease time. Okay, we will configure how we give the lease to one client, you know, lease duration and DSCP scope we will configure, you know, the practical things we will do after this, you know, theory things will done. Then definitely we will go to the server and we will configure the DSCP scope, lease duration, everything we will do. Okay, so I think you understand the lease duration, right? Amount of time and client keeps an IP address before releasing it, right? And the DSCP scope, a change of IP address and related configuration information available by the request from DSCP client. But guys, before you begin, your computer, you know, DSCP server verifies that you're familiar with DSCP components such as scope, lease and option, right? Scope, lease and option. And this picture showing you, like, you know, this is the one of the client, the lease address is showing. See, if you see here, this is the, you know, name of the client, you know, DSCP client, and this is the IP address, and this is the MAC address. I told you the lease expiration, the when it will expire, the 14/8/2008 will it expire, right? So this your lease period looks like this. You can see the lease expiration time, you know, MAC address of the client, IP address, you know, you can search it out from here also. But the clients are getting the IP address, you can get it from DSCP console, right? And the exploring DSCP components and process continued. See guys, we know the DSCP, right? When it simple, it means if anyone asks to DSCP what is the DSCP, they will tell you, oh, it automatically assign the IP address, subnet mask and default gateway. But what the process is happening in behind, right? Is it IP address only, or is it subnet mask only, or is it default gateway only? You know, no, it's all. And primary, secondary DNS server also integrated with DHCP server. How it is integrated we will discuss later. And DHCP lease expiration, I already show that picture, so I think you understand the DHCP lease expiration, right? And DHCP reservation allow you to assign specific IP address to DHCP client without statically configure the device with IP information, right? So DHCP reservation means what? We no need to configure in client machine statically. We reserve one IP address for the particular client, particular devices, right? So when the device will connect our network, that particular IP will assign to him. So this is what the reservation. Okay, we will reserve some IP for the particular devices. So this is called reservation. You understand, right? So what the DHCP communication process? Actually, when we connect the network, when the laptop is connected to the network, definitely we will get the IP, right? How it's communicate with DHCP server? How the client communicate with DHCP server? That is called the DHCP message type, guys. What exactly doing? That is DORA process is there. So definitely we will discuss the DORA process, but let me explain the DORA process now. So DHCP discover, D for DORA, right? DORA. Okay, it's a DHCP discover. When the client discover, DHCP server offer, then DHCP client request, then DHCP server acknowledge that PEC or NAC, then DHCP declines. So these are the process. I will explain details about the DORA process, so you people can understand the process of DHCP communication. Okay, and the next slide. Okay, initial lease request. So client makes these requests for if they do not have the current lease on the scope. So we will discuss also, and the lease renewals, how it will renewals. So guys, this video we will first this video, and we will come to the next part of this video. So the remaining part of DHCP we can understand. So till that time, bye, take care.